Tri-State grew up in the late 1800s in a region which had no higher education to speak of, public or private, and so it served the whole area. There is a very real need for institutions like Tri-State. We are small. We provide individualized attention. We should be the intellectual, cultural, and social leader in the Tri-State region. That's why we have to have a Tri-State. That's why we've had one for 107 years, and that's why we should work to ensure that we have one for at least 107 more.
I would say Tri-State is the soul of Littleton M. Smith. He himself had to work so hard for the very little education he was able to acquire as a young man, worked and studied, came to Tri-State and said, "This is the right place and the right man will build a school," and he certainly did. Well, the constant quality at Tri-State, as I see it, has always been to be a student-centered school. The focus of the faculty from the very beginning was on educating students and helping them through education to get a better life.
The college had what they called ground school, and these people were enlisted in the Reserve Army Air Force because they were being trained as glider pilots to fly in behind the lines over in Germany or wherever.
So it's kind of been a part of the aviation program history over the years at Tri-State to be involved in flying and aviation in general.
Well, the first wind tunnel they had was in the basement of what is now the administration building, and was recognized as one of the better wind tunnels by the FAA. Then later on, they built the one that's in existence now. Quentin Hawthorne at that time was the chairman of the Department of Aeronautical Engineering. He designed the wind tunnel and had a great hand in putting it together. Quentin Hawthorne had a fine relationship with his students.
But look at that passage, if you have it there, when she asked him, does this bring you more comfort?
This is the kind of place where a faculty member at the beginning of the quarter gives out his office phone and his home phone, and fully intends that the students would use both of them.
At Tri-State, there's the closeness, the personal touch. You can feel that people know who you are and you know who other people are. One time I happened to walk up on campus into an office that I'd never been in before, and the person working in that office knew my name before I even walked in there. It made me feel good, made me feel like I was at home.
And after the war was over, we had all these veterans coming back. A lot of them were married, we had to provide housing for married students.
Well, the barracks really came in just before July of '46. They already were under construction at that time with the trailer court, which was Henry Park Trailer Court.
Well, if you'd lived in a small trailer, then you thought you'd gone to heaven when you got the big one.
And I kept the children quiet.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't dare make any sound. They didn't dare make a sound, and I didn't either, because he had to study. It was hard. I mean, there was no doubt about it. But we all were in the same boat. We all had little children, and we had fun together.
And had it not been for some of those wives, those men would have never gotten through school, because a lot of the wives worked, and they helped put a lot of those fellows through school. So they deserve some consideration.
Another favorite on campus would be Roy Bodie. Roy ran the print shop, and for 20 years he directed the Tri-State Band. They played lots of concerts in the area, and they always ended their shows with,
Again, the students that came here and graduated had a mission in a sense, and went on to make great reputations not only for themselves but also for Tri-State University.
The labs at Tri-State give you the hands-on experience that you need.
We live in an area of kind of raging technology where the change is at a pace that just kind of staggers the imagination. And so we are not only driven to maintain a very high quality faculty, but we're also driven to maintain that same level of quality and currentness in our facilities, and particularly in the equipment in our laboratories.
I started out with the title of laboratory instructor, and was eventually given the title of professor. Then I got into the administrative activities during World War II. I guess I could say Tri-State has been my life. But I spent 36 years here on this campus in various capacities. So that is from instructor. At one time, I was the acting president. I feel that in that respect, I owe a lot to this place. Of course, I never made any money, but I had a lot of fun trying to.
Time goes by and years rush on, the days are short and few. Hours pass swiftly one by one when I'm away from you. Days will come and days will go, and we may drift apart. But memories that I cherish will rest here in my heart. The New Year's Eve we did the town, trying on graduation gowns. We will have these moments to remember. The quiet walks, the noisy fun, the great week prize we almost won. We will have these moments to remember. The summer turns to winter, and the present disappears. The laughter we were glad to share will echo through the years. When other nights and other days these moments to remember.
My family watching me graduate will be very proud. It makes me feel good to know that I've accomplished something.
This has been an institution which has prospered on its willingness to take risk, to do it differently, to change, and to be what is needed for this time and the time ahead. We would be less than true to the past, to the history and heritage of this institution, if we lost that spirit at this point in time and failed to move forward aggressively with new ideas, new programs, all of which will represent us as a university reaching out and trying to grasp the future and be not just a reactive part of it, but a shaper of the future. That's the history and heritage of Tri-State. In the first 100 years, it certainly must be the story of Tri-State in the century ahead.